Charles Band was the Roger Corman of the home video era. Like Corman, Band mass-produced these grand, inventive films deemed too out there for the major studios, and he made them on a shoestring budget. And he turned these things out left and right. He has produced over 350 movies at the time of making this video, which, I guess, pales in comparison to Corman's over 500 produced films. Still, 350 movies is nothing to sneeze at. Achoo! Band has made some amazing cult hit over the years through his Empire Pictures, Moonbeam Entertainment, and Full Moon labels. But before there was the Evil Bong, Gingerdead Man, Killjoy, Demonic Toys, Subspecies, Prehysteria, Puppet Master, and even before Ghoulies, From Beyond, and Re-animator, there was 1975's Mansion of the Doomed. Mansion of the Doomed is actually the first film that Band took full credit for as a producer. Now, most of his later films end up being horror comedies, but this first one is supposed to be all horror. So, is Mansion of the Doomed as chilling and as disturbing as people claim it is? Well, let's dive in and unearth this cult classic together. Welcome to the HellBound Horror Show. First thing to note is that if you're squeamish with eyes, then this movie may not be for you. There's some impressive eye gore on display. Some of it looks like it might be actual scientific footage of an eye surgery. It's that believable. But if you don't like that sort of thing, then you may want to avoid this movie. Dr. Cheney is a world-renowned eye scientist. He's been working on eye transplants and has done some groundbreaking research. While driving home one day with his daughter, he wrecks his car and the crash leaves his daughter completely blind. She isolates herself from the world and even from her fiancé, who is played by a young, legendary Lance Henriksen.
It's impossible.
Well, the doctor begins to take his research a little too far, and he ends up kidnapping Lance Henriksen. He performs surgery and takes Henriksen's eyes out of his head, and he puts them in his own daughter. There's some light scars around her eyes, but she can see. Unfortunately, her sight doesn't last very long before she goes blind again. The doctor kidnaps another person, and he steals their eyes, but no success. He kidnaps another person, takes their eyes, and same results. His daughter's body is rejecting all of the eyes. The doctor is hellbent on getting his daughter to see again, and he will stop at nothing to see his plan into fruition. Now the real question is, what does the doctor do with all of these people after he's stolen their eyeballs? Well, he keeps them locked up in the basement, of course. I love the makeup here. This is impressive, especially for 1976. Their eye sockets look shrunken in, and I love those little gaps in their eyelids. Ooh, I love it. Will the daughter ever be able to see again? What will happen to the involuntary research victims, and what lengths will the mad doctor go to carry out his evil plans? I need to be honest here. Mansion of the Doomed is freaking great! Now I know it's not that original. It's clearly ripping off the 1960 French classic Eyes Without a Face, and it's ripping it off really hard. Instead of Eyes Without a Face, it's more like Face Without Eyes. But I guess you could see it as an homage instead of a ripoff, and in that case, it works pretty well. It's nowhere near as good as Eyes Without a Face, and it lacks the poetic cinematography, but for an Empire/Full Moon type of film, Mansion of the Doomed is pretty amazing. Sometimes reviewing is all about context. Take these two films, Evil Bong 777 versus Mansion of the Doomed. One of these films is clearly better than the other. Mansion of the Doomed is genuinely creepy at times, and the eye gore is just as effective and disturbing as people say it is. The music is pretty good too. It's high and airy and synthy, and I dig it. Cinematography is good for the era, and visually, it still holds up. Mansion of the Doomed isn't perfect, however. The story gets rather samey after a while. It feels like the script just needed a little bit more to it to keep it engaging for the entire runtime. While the Mad Doctor is pretty great and decently fleshed out, the other characters really fall flat. The daughter is barely in the movie and only serves as a vehicle to drive the plot forward. In every conceivable way, Eyes Without a Face does it better, but that doesn't make Mansion of the Doomed not worth your time. It's totally worth your time. If you want to watch the film, it's pretty easy to find. Some lesser quality versions are on YouTube, it's also available on Shudder and some other streaming services. I recommend the Blu-ray from Full Moon though. It's bare bones in terms of special features, but the picture quality is great. You can also get it dirt cheap whenever Full Moon has some sales. If you've already seen Eyes Without a Face and you want an unofficial American remake of it, then Mansion of the Doomed is a pretty good watch. It might be the film for you. It's also an interesting film to watch if you want to see how far Charles Band has come. Or I guess, maybe how far Charles Band has fallen. Well, either way, it's a good time. And that's all I have for tonight, so as always, thank you so much for watching. Stay healthy, stay safe, and take care, everyone.